Hello, Math 7. We're going to be factoring today. I'm just going to title the top here, Factoring. And factoring is just backwards distributive property, where you're finding something in common in both terms, and you're dividing it out of both terms to take it back before what it would look like before you had distributed. So just to remind ourselves, distributive properties when you take the number on the outside of the parentheses and multiply it by both terms inside. So for this first one, negative 4a, negative 4 times a would be negative 4a, because we can't really multiply it, we don't know what a is. And negative 4 times negative 4 would be negative 16. I'm sorry, that would be positive 16, negative times a negative. So if we were to take this expression and turn it into this expression by taking out a negative 4, this would be the factored expression, and this would be the expression after you distribute it. So we're going to do the backwards part today. Another distributing, though, is 1/2 times a would be 1/2 a, and 1/2 times negative 12. Well, half of 12 is 6, and a positive times a negative is a negative, so negative 6. Okay, so we're just going to practice some factoring right now. Fill in the missing information for each. The dimensions are as a product and area as a sum. So right here, they have done 2 times x plus 6, and then they've also have done written it as after it's been distributed. So up here we want to figure out what does this have to be if in here it's 5x. So the area of this square would be 5 times what gives you x? Well, 5 times x would give you 5x. And over here, the area of this square would be 20 by 5 times 4. So we would write 5 times x plus 4, and that would be 5x plus 20 is what it would look like after you distributed. So what would this have to be? This would have to be 6 and an x to make this 6x. And then we would write it 6 times x plus 8, 6x plus 48. This would have to be a 10 to give you 10x, and this would have to be a 3. So we would write 10x plus 3 and 10x plus 30. Before you distribute, or this would be, we would call this factored, and this would be most simplified after you distribute. All right, so fill in the missing dimension from the expression given. So let's see, if we had this expression and we divided a 5 out of the expression, so if we put in 5x and 35 in the boxes, this would have to be a 5. This would have to be an x, and 5 to make 35 would have to be a 7. So inside the parentheses would be the x plus 7, this right here. That's what we divide 5x by 5. We just have x left over. If we divide 5 into 35, we just have 7 left over. Okay? All right. Right here, we put 2x in the box and 12. Oops, and 12. We're going to multiply both of these by 2. So this has a 2 on the outside. And then up top, 2 times x and then 2 times 6. So this x and 6 is what goes inside your parentheses. Okay, what can we take out of 3 and 21? They both can be divided by 7. So we take out a 7, I'm so sorry, not a 7, a 3. A 3 is the common factor in 3x and 21. So we can take out a 3, we get 3x in here, which makes this has to be an x. And down here would be negative 21, so this have to be a negative 7. 3 times negative 7 is negative 21. So in here, it's x minus 7. And you can check to see if you would get this by just distributing. 3 times x is 3x, 3 times negative 7 is 21. And then there's more practice here, and I'm going to call this the you tries. And I want you to try these 3 right here on your own. Okay? And then we'll do these as examples, and these will be our you tries. So here's our examples that we love. To factor this, I'm going to take a look and see what can I take out of 4x and 16. When I look at 4 and 16, I know that 4 goes into both of them. It's the biggest number. So if I take out of 4, what's left? If I divide 4x by 4, I just have an x left. If I divide negative 16 by 4, I have negative 4 left. And you can always check it by distributing again. So 4 times x is 4x, and 4 times negative 4 is negative 16. So it works. This is factored correctly. Down here, 9x and negative 81. I see that 9 goes into both of these, and it's the biggest number that goes into both of them. So I'm going to factor out a 9. And what I have left after I factor it out, if I divide 9x by 9, you have x left. If I divide 9 into negative 81, I have negative 9 left. And I'm going to check it by just distributing. 9 times x is 9x. 9 times negative 9 is negative 81. It works. So this is both of these, what we got here, these are both now factored. We pulled out the number from both terms that they have in common. So those were our examples. Over here, I want you to try these on your own, and we'll go over all the you tries in class next time. And then down here, I want you to write, at the very bottom, I want you to write what you like to do on the weekends, and I'll be checking that out. So we're not going to do it, we're not going to go and write that on the back. We are going to just write it right underneath where you glued in your notes today. Okay, and I will see you soon.